Hello, everybody, and welcome to, I don't want to speak too soon. I think this might be a big one. Let me just double check. I am going to the podcast app to seek information about my own self. Let's see. Okay. Welcome to the 150th episode of the Nobody Asked This podcast. How exciting. I didn't realize it till just now, so I can't say that I've prepared a speech. Let me see what I can wing. Thank you to all three of you who have supported me on this journey. It's been a great 150. We are officially older than something that is 149 episodes or less. What else? I just want to thank my team. I don't really have one, but I just feel like that's kind of what you do when there's a speech. And I want to thank anyone who has ever listened, even for 2 seconds, because I believe that counts in the podcast statistics. So, cheers. I am cheers to. Let's do a toast. I just cheersed with my phone. I have to be so honest right now. I'm drinking a energy drink, which I was feeling kind of weird about. I was like, okay, like it is, a crisp 6:25 a.m. Like, do I really need an energy drink? But it says it has 100 milligrams of natural caffeine. Now, I don't know what that means. I didn't know and wasn't quite aware that there was such thing as unnatural caffeine. I feel like it's caffeine, not just caffeine. Is there manufactured fake caffeine? I also have no bearing on what is a lot of caffeine. I don't know how many milligrams of caffeine you're supposed to have. So, is this more or less? I'm not sure. Is 100 milligrams of caffeine, is that a lot? Am I going to be bouncing? I don't know. But I can't wait to find out. Maybe by the end of the episode, it'll kick in. And I also do want to be honest to the fact that it is blue raspberry flavored. I also don't know what a blue raspberry is. So in essence, in theory, I have no idea what I'm, fueling myself with at this moment. I just have to say, I hope that it kicks in soon because I am just a tad tired. For some reason, caffeine doesn't really do it for me. It never really wakes me up. It also doesn't keep me up. I could have an iced coffee at 8:36 p.m. and be, fast asleep, lullaby and all, at 10:04 p.m. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means I need a stronger dose. I don't know if maybe there's 100 milligrams of natural caffeine will be the thing that, gets me to where I need to be. But again, I guess we'll see. I hope everyone has had the best week. I'm going to be honest, my ears are a little bit clogged for some reason. I've said this before. I am in desperate need of an ear, nose, throat doctor, and I need all three. I'd imagine if you just need an ear doctor, you can still go to the ear, nose, throat. But I need I have plugged ears, my nose. I don't know. Have I talked about my deviated septum? I have a deviated septum, and from the ages of 17 to 21, I would say, it was a quality that I led with the most. It was hi, nice to meet you. Can I tell you about my deviated septum? And it was because I didn't know that it was deviated. I had heard the term, I had heard rumors about a deviated septum, but I didn't know that I had one. But I did know that the thing that separated my nostrils was bent. I don't know how it got bent. I don't think I've ever broken my nose. I think it was just a naturally, much like this caffeine, it was naturally occurring. And then I can't remember how I discovered it, but I think I asked around. I was like, does the thing that separates your left nose hole from your right nose hole bend at all? And people were like, what the hell are you talking about? And I said, I'm going to show you my septum real quick. And the reaction that people get when you say that, it's mixed. So just if you ever need like to do a septum check, maybe just do it with like really, really close friends or the mirror or just like your camera or something, because I've said, like, I've offered for people to see my septum, and apparently that's like not the honor, or not interpreted as the honor that I am meaning for it to be. But yeah, and then I soon realized that, like, not only was that weird, but my septum was indeed deviated. So it became my thing. I was like, deviated septum, like if I had an Instagram at the time, it probably would have been my little kind of sentence thing, deviated septum. So I am coming here today to not only share about my deviated septum, but really recognize my growth in that in 150 episodes, I don't believe I have ever talked about the deviation of my septum. I don't think. I mean, it might have come up, but like I haven't made it my personality like I've made peanut butter and granola my personality. Which, by the way, I just got done eating a delicious yogurt and peanut butter thing. So I'm not only fueled by natural caffeine, I'm fueled by pure joy and an adrenaline rush. Actually, I have such good news. So the granola that I've been getting comes in like a big Costco bag. And we love Costco. Costco's great. Now, the problem with Costco is they're not scared to play with you. They will have something consistently for 6 months, almost a year, and then you will never see it again, and then randomly 3 years later, it'll pop up. They did it to me with my, what are those called? The rosemary olive oil, or like garlic and rosemary or almonds. They had them forever. I bought them once. Gone. Like, you almost, if you have distribution at Costco and you want to continue it, make sure that you're never like marketed to me. Make sure that my FBI agent does not learn of your product, because if they send it my way on my feed or whatever, I'll buy it because I'm very easily influenced. And then because I've participated in it, your distribution deal will get shut down. It happens to me with TV shows. It happens to me with podcasts. Like, I will listen to one episode and think, oh, this is cool. And then I go, like, let's say the podcast comes out on Wednesdays. I'll be refreshing the feed on Wednesdays, and it's like randomly the show's over and it's done and it's never coming back. And I'm like, okay, well, isn't that interesting? So it's happened, unfortunately, with the granola that I buy. And I can't find it anywhere else. Excuse me, I'm getting very emotional. But, so I was kind of slowly starting to make peace with the fact that I was going to have to switch granolaries, or maybe make my own. Because don't forget, we're coming up on about the halfway point of the year. Not really, but like, we're in Q2. We're well into Q2. Not well, but like, it started, you know? And, I still have that on my to-do list for the year as my New Year's resolution, is to make granola, yogurt, and peanut butter. I will get there. Again, I do a lot of stuff last minute, so I'll probably get there in December, but that's okay too. But I had made peace with the fact that maybe this granola was no longer going to be in my life. And then I was at not a discount store, but it's like one of those stores that has all of the Costco rejects. It's like stuff that was either returned or didn't sell, or like overstock. I think overstock is the term. I was at one of those stores and looking for something else. Like, not even, like, the granola had not wiped my mind. Like, I was still upset about it, but like, I wasn't, like, there was nothing I could do. And I had kind of made some peace with that. So then I walked into the store, and they do have like a food section, and I was like, let me just see. And a lot of what they have is like individual portions of, do you know how you can get like a huge box of like fruit roll-ups at Costco? a lot of the times they'll take the huge box and they'll just sell them individually. So it's actually a great place to go if you want to try the stuff from Costco before committing to fully buying the box of 896 granola bars. So that's what I did. I was like, let me just see what the store has. And on the shelf was one bag left. Now, maybe they only ever had one bag. Maybe they had 15 bags. But I saw one of my granola. So I've extended my time with this granola about a week, which is sad because it is a huge bag. That's how much I go through it. But I have about an extra week. So calculating the stockpile that I bought when I saw that the Costco sales were dwindling, because I was kind of always on red alert because I knew they were going to do this to me because of what happened with my almonds. I had started stockpiling. So by my calculations, I have about, if I save it, but not to the point of deprivation, I have about 2 weeks left with my granola, and then I gotta switch over. So I'm actively looking for, my next thing, my next granola brand to obsess over, because unfortunately the Elizabeth granola, or whatever it's called, is going to be out of commission, because that's Costco was the only place they sold it in my area. So I mean, hey, maybe by the time, we'll let some time pass and it'll come back, because again, Costco loves to do that. I'm going to Google and see if my almonds ever came back. Because Trader Joe's does this too. They'll do, they'll have something that's like not necessarily seasonal in the sense that it's like peppermint flavored or pumpkin flavored, but like dill pickle. Like every spring they'll have like dill pickle stuff pop up. And it's like, why is dill pickle only in the spring? Like, what if I wanted to have dill pickle hummus or dill pickle seasoning or dill pickle falafel or dill pickle flavored corn dogs, all of which are real products, in November? But maybe they just want it to be special. I'm not sure. Okay. Rosemary. What were they called? Costco. I think they're garlic almonds, which is funny because I'm not even like a huge garlic person. Roasted garlic and herb. Okay. Oh, you can buy them on Amazon. How do we feel about buying food on Amazon? I go back and forth with it because, I mean, at the end of the day, the heart wants what it wants, right? But then also at the end of the day, I don't want a stomachache. There's quite literally nothing worse. So, okay, so I guess they did tell them. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm so yawny. Actually, no, I do know. I woke up at like 2:45 in the morning and couldn't fall back asleep. Not to brag or complain, but okay, doesn't look like they're back. Now, the good thing with Costco is I feel like a lot of their stuff is just like the repackaged version of something else. So I'm sure I could find this exact taste elsewhere. But it's just annoying that like the second I find something I like, discontinued. Like, why do good things happen or bad things happen to good people? I can't answer that question. But, again, I really feel like I'm screaming, but maybe I'm not. Which, like, I think my normal level of talking is screaming. So, like, if I'm noticing an increase in volume, then good luck, Good luck. I guess you could always, unlike in real life when I'm having a conversation with someone, you can always just turn down your headphones. So I'm not going to worry about it too much, but just know that I am aware of it and am promptly looking to see a ear, nose, throat doctor, an ENT. Is that the only order you can say that? Can I say throat, nose, ear doctor? Or is it only like that particular order? And is it in a particular order? Do they learn in school, do they learn most about ears and then second about nose and then just a little bit about the throat? Or is it equally all three? I have to say, this energy drink is quite disgusting. I don't know what's in it. Carbonated water, natural flavors. How did they get away with just saying natural flavors? What's the flavor? Is there a such thing as natural blue raspberry flavor? Citric acid, malic acid, caffeine from green tea, sodium citrate, and sucralose. But don't worry, they have a big sign in the front that says no aspartame. So that's good. But like, isn't sucralose and aspartame the same thing? What's the one they keep going back and forth on? I feel like every 6 months I'll read an article that's like, Diet Coke is terrible for you. Put it down immediately. It's poison. And then I read another article that's like, like, not great. Don't have it if you can, but like, not going to kill you. And I obviously, you know, I'm all about positivity. So I more prefer to hear that it's not going to kill you side of the argument. But I understand, like, science, you know, you have to see both sides or whatever. So that's where I'm at with that. I hope everyone has had a great week. I hope you had a great Easter. I have no idea how this is true, but apparently the next episode of the Nobody Asked For This podcast will come out in May. What the heck? It's gonna be May. Sorry, I said that out loud and I kind of had like not a breakdown, but like, what? Like, where did the first... And I know that we say this every year. Like, I get it. But where has the year gone? Like, it's May. Because then, do you know what happens after May? June. And then it's summer. And then once it's summer, pumpkin spice comes back like 5 minutes later. And then it's fall, and then it's Christmas, and it's done. So it's like, what on God's green earth is happening? Like, it's going to be May. Like, Easter has come and gone finally. Not that I have negative feelings towards Easter, but like, it took its time this year. And maybe that is what was kind of keeping me in the March headspace, because normally, or I don't even know that I can say normally, but a lot of the time, Easter is in March. So I think because Easter just happened, I'm like, Easter, like, March, spring, and it's like, no, it's almost May. I can't decide how I feel about spring. I go back and forth between calling it my least favorite season and like my second favorite season. Because it is kind of blah, but I also love fall. And it really is like similar weather. It's that like weird, you kind of need a jacket in the morning, but then like towards the end of the day, like you might actually sweat. But then at night it gets cold. Like, it's this weird kind of in-between, which I think is the ear, nose, throat situation. Because, like, this changes in temperature. It just doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me personally. Also, like, how do you dress for this? Like, it might be pouring rain in 45 minutes, but it is, like, sunny right now. I don't know what outfit to wear. Now, I don't normally know what outfit to wear anyway, so it's not really like a problem for me. But I'd imagine for people that like to look put together and nice, it's like a big issue. Would be my guess. Again, hasn't been my lifestyle up until this point. But, yeah, regardless, I hope everyone had a nice Easter. I would like to add an extra E to the ENT, and I would like for it to be eyes, because I did the unthinkable this morning. Not really the unthinkable, it is quite common, but I got soap in my eyes by accident in the shower, and my eye is burning. And it's a really delayed reaction. Like, at the time, okay, so there's nothing like that moment of you're in the shower, you know, in my case, it was a crisp 5:02 a.m., like, obviously not functioning at the level of, like, a 2 p.m. Actually, I'm pretty tired by 2 p.m. Not functioning at the level of like 11:05. I feel like I peak. What time do I peak? I would say I peak around 1 p.m. And then again at like maybe like 1:30 a.m. Like I'll wake up and I'm like ready to go. I'm never more awake or productive than on a weekend when I don't have to be awake and or productive. For some reason, people wanting me to be awake makes it so much harder for me to be so, you know? Knowing that like, oh, I have to get up for this. Or like, I don't have a choice. Like, I need to be awake. For some reason, that is just so tiring. Just the thought of it is so tiring to me. But if I slept for 2 hours on a Saturday and then woke up and like had to go do stuff that I wanted to do, I have no problem. So I don't know what that means. But regardless, I was in the shower, and which will be the name of this episode. Regardless, I was in the shower. And I felt a substance go into my eye. And there's nothing like that moment of like, was that water or was that soap? Because even when it is soap, like it takes a second to burn. It's not like instant. So like you have 30 seconds, or maybe it feels like 30, but it's probably more like 2, to sort of contemplate your life and be like, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. Like I did that again. Like, do I not know how to function? Like babies are smarter than me. And then it either starts burning or it doesn't. Now, unfortunately, in this case, it did start burning. It's very similar to that moment of when you are like chopping an onion or something, and you think you got your hand, but like obviously like it doesn't really hurt yet, and it takes a second for the blood to either start coming out or not. And you're like sitting there waiting, looking and being like, is that a cut or is that a piece of onion? And then you either see the blood or you don't. It's a very similar. You either know exactly what I'm talking about or have no idea what I'm talking about, which could be the title of this whole podcast show. You either get it or you don't, you know? Sorry, my eye is for some reason affecting my ability to talk. Is it red? Let me check. I think I'll be fine. I'm not worried. Yeah, I'm not worried. It also could be allergies. Because we're at that time where, like, I will blame anything on allergies. It'll be like, oh, why didn't you do this thing for work? Oh my gosh, my allergies. Why didn't you read that email? Oh my gosh, my allergies were just getting in the way of that. I'm so sorry. And it's like, huh? It's like, oh, do you know what? They're like, why were you late for this meeting? Let me just get my Flonase real quick, and I think that'll fix it. I don't understand Flonase. Is it like a steroid? Is it... For anyone that doesn't know, it's the thing that you... it's like an allergy medicine that you, like, huff, essentially. Like it's a nasal spray. That's what it's called. And actually, fun fact, considering that we've already discussed my deviated septum, I am not the best candidate for Flonase because I only have so much room on the one side, so I have to go on the other side, which I guess works just fine and isn't really a problem and does the trick. But it just doesn't fit as nicely in the one. So basically, I didn't go into detail on my septum, so I'm gonna just do that now. Feel free to, fast forward or whatever. But like, essentially, if you think of like your two nostrils, and then the thing that deviates or that separates them, I guess ideally is supposed to be like straight. Mine curves so much so that it like goes into the other nostril to the point of if I plug the one that isn't deviated, like I can't breathe as well because, well, obviously you can't breathe as well because you're used to breathing double, but like I'm only breathing like a quarter of what I normally, or I guess what I normally should. Let me see if you can hear it. Okay, so this is, I'm going to cover the deviated one first. So it's just the open air breathing of the normal one. And then you can compare and contrast. So this is normal. Okay, see, nice airflow. And then this is not normal. See? See? I'm going to listen back to that and see if it's so disgusting, and then if it is, cut it out. Which I never do. I don't edit, I don't chop anything up, but like, let me just make sure that didn't sound like I was being disgusting on my, 150. This might be a big episode. People might look back on this one day in history. I'm keeping it. I've decided. It did sound a little gross. Apologies, but listen, when you've done 150 episodes, sometimes you just have to start breathing into the microphone with both your nostrils. Not at the same time. I've obviously been doing that all 150 episodes, but just kind of isolating the noises. Also, my eye's starting to feel a little bit better. I really do think it's switched into allergies, just because the pollen. I don't understand pollen. I also haven't seen it much this year, which would make sense because I feel like my allergies haven't been as bad as they have in past years. So maybe it's just not like peaking the way it normally does. I'm going to Google that. Pollen count down 2025. Oh, okay, never mind. It is expected to be intense and potentially the worst on record. Tree pollen peaks in late April to May. Okay. While grass and weed pollen from late May to mid-July. Okay, so I think that is more... I think I'm more grass pollen averse. Who knew? I'm learning so much about myself today. Intense pollen season. And then also I would love to take a course on like how honey is made. Like how do we turn... And also, if I have allergies, why am I not allergic to honey? That is such a good question. Okay, wait, let me Google this. Seasonal allergies. Honey allergy. I don't always know how to articulate what I'm trying to type into Google, but I feel like it always knows. It's also getting really specific. Like, do you know how you can start typing something into Google and it'll like predict what you're going to say? I'll literally type in how, and like the second answer will be like, how to ripen an avocado fast that I want to use for tacos that I was supposed to make next week, but actually I'm going to make today because I had plans cancel. And it's like, how did they know? I mean, I think I know how they know, like they're listening to us, but can they just tell us that? Like, FBI agent, if you're there, because obviously I'm recording this into my phone, so you've heard all 150. I think my FBI agent or whatever organization is in charge of tracking us is the only person, including myself, that has listened to every single episode of the Nobody Asked for This podcast. So 1, I appreciate you. 2, how are you doing it? Like, just tell us. It's fine. We know you're there. I've made peace with it. Like, I'm not mad at you. I'm more so just, like, curious as to how the whole operation is going down. So, whenever you're ready to be honest about that, I am all ears. I will do, your 60 minutes one-on-one interview where you don't even have to reveal your identity. We'll just have you as, like, anonymous FBI agent or anonymous phone surveillance worker. Actually, that would be such a good TV show. Okay, no one steal this idea, but like, where is the TV show about like the office shenanigans at whatever headquarters the people who spy on our phones are working out of? Unless they work from home, but like we can make some creative liberties. That would be such a funny show. And they could be talking about like, they'd be like, oh yes, you would never believe what my person was Googling today, Okay, I don't know how the whole copyright thing works, but like, just pretend I copyright that. Copyright? Is that a word? Copywrote? I like copyright. I don't even know how you would spell that. Anyway, no one steal that idea because it's actually good. Or steal it and do it, but like, 10%. I'll take 10%. Especially if you sell it to Netflix, because they just give everybody and anybody money these days. Anyway, I gotta go, but I really appreciate you listening. 150 episodes, that's pretty cool. Thank you to the team. If you like what you heard, you can go to podcastnobodyaskforthis.podbean.com. You can listen on there, listen to all 150 episodes, and also find links to our Apple Podcasts, our Spotify, all of that. I hope you all have a great week, and I will talk to you next week. If you took the time to listen to this, I really do appreciate it. And if not, I don't have to say anything to you because you won't hear this anyway. So I'm glad we're all on the same page. Have a great week. Goodbye.